Troll and I, full of moles and full of bugs. Troll and I is a puzzle action adventure game where you play as both Otto and a troll he meets during a forest fire after he rushes home to check on his mother. You spend the rest of the game trying to get back. I was initially surprised and hopeful when this game started. It starts with a hunting sequence. Sadly, the sequence is only there to introduce a crafting system. You get sticks to make spears and you take out boars to bring home for dinner. This of course isn't what you use the items you get off the boar though, but you do use them to craft your first weapon. The forest is crawling with all sorts of mole enemies, whose portals are sealed by using the troll to seal them up, and you can fight them hand to hand with Otto or with the troll, which I advise. The troll can kill most enemies in a single hit, and Otto's weapons do break, and materials for crafting new weapons are practically non-existent, so it's wise to hold off on using them unless the game absolutely forces you. But after the game's initial hour of about 9, you realize Troll and I is about to take you on a long ride. Initially things are great. I thought, wow, some little team made a cheap man's Tomb Raider meets Uncharted with a troll companion. I was getting Tiny Majin in the Forsaken Kingdom vibes, and then I hit a point during an Uncharted style obstacle where Otto says he can't hop this gap. There must be another way. Instantly I sigh, think to myself, after all of that, climb down, then I spent a good hour running around this area trying to figure out what I was supposed to be doing. The game gives you quote unquote hints, which are really just reminders of where you're supposed to be going, not actually saying, hey, I should check that out over there, which would have been nice many times during my journey, especially in the beginning when I was rolling my eyes thinking, great, it's one of these games, and I was right, it is one of those games throughout. A puzzle game that puts you in a massive area to figure out environmental puzzles and remember where things are to come back to them later as the entire map is connected. The game forces backtracking way too much and you're in areas far too long, making the overall pacing of this game near unbearable. The story moves forward at a crawl as you're climbing around trying to find items you need to craft spears to break a wall, or running all the way back near the beginning of the game for more shards to make more spears. Materials in general are way too rare to make the crafting system feel satisfying or fun. You're just climbing up rocks praying you don't have to craft something around the corner, switching back and forth between characters to progress because they annoyingly don't automatically follow each other. And when you do the command to come to you, they rarely do or get stuck behind a wall. You can climb the troll as Otto and walk together, but many moments in the game have you split up as Otto disarms troll traps or has to climb up rocks or through holes to move an item. This is primarily an Otto game, really only using the troll when you have the solution and are ready to move on. You can play this game local co-op, but the troll isn't going to have much fun waiting on you. And on to the bugs. For start, the hit detection and combat is garbage. Spears and melee attacks will go right through enemies, frustrating during the cheap sections of the game where you try to sneak up behind an enemy that insta-kills you and you have to restart many minutes back and recollect every item up to that point because the auto saves in this game are trash. Also, I had a few moments where the characters would get stuck on a wall, forcing me to back out of the game and back in, and again, deal with the awful auto-saving, losing way too much of my progress, and the game crashed on me twice. Once during a really annoying bug where the screen starts shaking like a volcano is supposed to go off. The shaking happened probably 3 or 4 times during my journey to the end. And finally, I wouldn't necessarily call this a bug, but lazy game development during a boss battle in the game where you have to throw rocks at an enemy's stomach to break its shield. After it broke 2 pieces, I threw another rock assuming I had to break the rest of it, and Otto kept telling me that I was almost there, keep hitting him, so I did, 30 times, and the battle would not progress. Turns out the developers were just too lazy to do anything but have Otto repeat dialogue during this battle, because I wasn't supposed to keep hitting him at all. I'm not going to tell you what to do because I want you to have the joyful experience of suffering I had too. Troll and I isn't a bad game, but it's not a good game either. It's just a game that exists, with cool ideas but many problems, but mostly the atrocious pacing. I give Troll and I a 5 out of 10. If you played Troll and I, tell me what you thought about it down in the comment section below. If you haven't played it, tell me if you plan on picking it up. Thumbs up if you liked the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and thanks for watching.
Can you even understand what I'm saying? Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Well, perhaps you do understand me. So it's agreed. We get through this together.